Yo, Bam,
Yes,
you work out, right?
yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Like how long would you say you've been working out for?
Whew. Semi seriously since like 16, 17. But um, but seriously, I would have to say I'm 27 right now. So seriously, around when I hit 23 is when I took it more seriously. When I'm like consistently hitting gym, like minimum, even on a sick week, 2 times a week. Unless something comes up that's like crazy, you know. But most of the time, it's an average between 3 to 5 times a week. I've been hitting the gym, and yeah, just loving it.
How do you how do you motivate yourself to push past the soreness?
How does
Like,
soreness?
yeah.
Well, I will say one of the greatest motivators, for dealing with working out or pushing through pain or suffering is a breakup. So I started taking it really seriously when me and my girl broke up, and then it was just like, if you ever gone to a breakup, guys, it's like there's this serious pit, especially when you really cared about a person. There was a serious pit of like, it's so hard to describe, but just negative energy in there, and just any other kind of stimulation is enough for you to be like, yeah, I'll deal with that instead. So like working out became one of those things that I would do that would just, oh man, I'm missing her again. Let me run into the gym, workout. So sometimes during that time, I was in the gym like twice a day, and it didn't really matter. Like the sore I felt, the better, because throughout the day I'll be like, thinking about her, but yeah, my muscles feeling sore, feeling like that. That was like a point where my brain could be like, instead of thinking about this painful thing, think about this painful thing. And I think over time that developed this habit where my body just started to like really enjoy the results that I was obtaining. Like I started to really enjoy just feeling strong. I started to really enjoy like how the average person was viewing me, be like, oh man, you're big, you're strong. I started noticing when I walked my neighborhood, less people would try to give body language like they wanted to do something to me. So it just, all the other benefits came with it. And that's why now I'm a lot more committed to it, because right now I'm in a healthy, loving relationship right now. But all those benefits I receive from working out still exist and still fill me up. So that's why I'm like locked in.
Interesting. That's makes a lot of sense. I think for me, I can never really get past the soreness. Like I would do some workouts and I'm like done. Like, or even just, I think for me the time sacrifice, the like I know it's basic to like lift some weights, but like to mentally get there, it takes a lot for me to get there sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I might have a couple.
Now finish your point.
Yeah, I might have a couple good days in a row, but then the soreness starts to hit, and I'm just not there yet. But I guess I also don't really prioritize that as like a thing for me just yet. Maybe hopefully in the future.
Yeah. Like I would say towards that is like, I think it's almost, you kind of like, okay, so like how I look at working out right now is not that much different than any other thing that we do in life. It's just the type of work and the type of suffering you experience is different. But everything you do that is aspirational, that you're trying to reach or climb for, there is work and there is suffering attached to it. It's just the type is different. So whenever I have like a friend of mine asking me about like working out advice or getting into it, the first thing I ask them is like, oh, what are things you like doing? Are you a person that enjoys running? Are you a person that enjoys a particular sport? Are you a person that enjoys lifting heavy ass weights and putting it down? Do you enjoy doing body weight stuff? Do you enjoy flexibility stuff? I'll dive into like what type of things they enjoy doing, and then I would recommend to them to build a workout routine around what they enjoy doing, because it's not that people don't like being sore. Like, no one really likes being sore, I guess. But it's like, we all kind of make concessions on what work we want to do versus what kind of suffering we're willing to take to do that work. You know? So, like, for me, I enjoy lifting weights. I enjoy the process of being strong. So I like the results of being strong and muscles feeling full and body just feeling great and capable, like Captain America. So the trade-off is to feel soreness sometimes. Is to push through some very heavy lifts that got your muscles shaking and all that.
Yeah.
And I do that with everything else, with my career, with my job, with YouTube. And you kind of mitigating some things feel more fun than they're suffering, but even the fun things we do, there's a trade-off we're giving to do that thing.
Would you, like, if someone offer you a shortcut, like
steroids?
Real muscles. I don't know if that's allowed to say on YouTube. I don't know if that's allowed to say on YouTube. If someone offered you that, would you do it?
That's a good question. It depends on like how fruitful that what are the side effects against that shortcut? What are the fruits for it? Because I just think about like anime characters, right? Like we could bring up like characters from like Naruto or Bleach or whatever, and there's always like the sensei being like, well, you could do this, but 1 in 100 people die, like 99% of people will die from this, and then the main character goes like, I'll do it anyways, and it's like a shortcut to some kind of power, and then main plot armor, they figure it out. So it depends on what it is. Like, depends on what it is. No judgment to whatever things people do or take for whatever goal they're trying to achieve, but honestly it depends on the trade-off. Because I mean, even when we're working on whatever crafts we're doing, I think we're always looking for ways to optimize it, looking for ways to like shorten how much time and energy we have to invest into it to get the product that we're looking for. So
no, that makes sense. And like I think you bring up anime to like a perfect point. Like Sasuke, right? He had to. His main goal was to take out his brother, right?
Yes.
Orochimaru offered him the shortcut of the curse mark. Well, I guess he didn't really offer it to him. He kind of
that was non-consensual.
Wait, it was two parts though. He bestowed it on him.
Yes.
And then Sasuke had to actively go to agree to unalive himself to come back and resurrect and then learn from Orochimaru, right?
Yeah.
So he agreed to the second part, maybe not the first part.
He agreed to the second. Like the first part was like, whoa, bro, buddy. But then over time he was like, oh, I like this power. Yeah, let me get more of that.
And then, but what he didn't agree to, like Itachi told him, yo, you want the same eyes as me? Take out your friend. You know what I'm saying? Sasuke's main goal was to take out his brother. He was able to make all these different sacrifices, but he was not willing to take out Naruto. At least not in the first part Shippuden.
Yeah.
I mean, the first part of Naruto. I found that really interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Like, he wasn't willing to take out Naruto. It's like... Yeah, he was the type... He definitely would try. But there was always a part of him at the end that'd be like... you are my friend. It's I like how, I honestly, looking back, and I also watched that whole video you sent me before from, shout out to Spicy Hot Boy. And it kind of goes into like Sasuke's whole character as a villain, and like, bro, like the way he broke it down, man, I was just like, I was not thinking about this when I was watching Naruto. Like, I was just like, but the way he broke it down made so much sense. In terms of like how Sasuke became what he did, like how he became motivated, like, I think we kind of alluded to the whole idea of taking negative energy and putting it towards becoming something different, because that negative energy needs a place to be utilized, and it needs like a purpose behind it too, right? So like my example of like the breakup, which is, I think it's a kind of a common example for people that have experienced before, whether you're a man, woman, or whatever, is like that heartbreak hurts. And so we take that and we just amplify that by 1,000 for Sasuke. losing his whole family, being betrayed by his role model and his brother, and feeling this utmost responsibility, and pride to not just avenge his clan, but also to bring it back, which...
He's been slacking on that part.
He's been slacking on the second part, man. How you bringing it back with one kid? I don't know, Sasuke. It's like, Sasuke, you're not limited in options. Like...
Yeah, Sasuke. But nah, I think about, like, Sasuke. He really... He went through it. Like, in hindsight, watching it is like, yo, okay, your brother just sacrificed this for you. How dare you say I'm gonna take down Leaf Village? But now that I re-look at his journey, he went through a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. He did.
I feel like every decision he makes kind of makes sense.
It makes sense based on the new information he would get about the circumstances. It would make sense in terms of being like, yo. Because honestly, like, if I was in Sasuke's position, I'd be like, man, would I do anything really that much differently? Yeah, would I do anything? It's just like, that's a lot, man. That's like when Sasuke was telling Naruto, like, you just don't, me and you might have the same present circumstances ish, but what led up to that is totally different. You never experienced loss, and man, like that feeling, like dealing with that feeling that literally feels like a pit in your stomach, that literally makes your chest feel tight, that makes it hard for you to breathe unless you're doing something directly about that thing. It's like mental turmoil is a wild one, and like the amount of mental turmoil Sasuke was going through on a daily basis, even when he had moments of like, yeah, Team 7, yeah, we're a squad, we're family. Oh, the trauma could kick back in. Hold on. Let me remember what I'm supposed to do. And then he got a reminder from Sasuke. He got a reminder from Itachi, where we met with him that one time, and he was like, yeah, I've been slacking. I've been opening my heart too much. I've been slacking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Itachi kicked him down the hallway and then hit him with the Tsukiyomi. Itachi violated right there. Itachi really violated. Mm-hmm. When you think about Sasuke, I feel like you also gotta think about Itachi. You know what I'm saying? You think about Itachi, you gotta think about Sasuke. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking about Itachi. Would you say he was successful? Or would you say he was not successful?
See, Itachi's, like, you know Itachi better than me, but Itachi's motivations was always kind of funny to me. So, like, Itachi was out here thinking like a Hokage before even being qualified to be a Hokage. Because the way he was just like, this is what's best for the village. But I'm like, at least I don't really see instances, like from an emotional standpoint, right? I don't really see instances where Itachi really was connecting deeply with anyone else in the village other than other Uchiha. So I never really understood from a personal standpoint for Itachi why he felt so compelled to save the village. Was it because Itachi believed that, like his people would, if his people rebelled, they would lose the battle anyway? But he still ended all their lives, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of like weird. What do you think about Itachi's motivations? Like, because it's hard for me to judge, like, because to me, I hold Itachi in such esteem. Like, I feel like he's such a mastermind that he did become successful, even though I don't understand all of his reasonings and what his end goal really was. Mm-hmm. But it's like hard for me to see, was he really successful in terms of what he's doing? Because I don't really know what he truly wanted to do.
Yeah, I think what he wants to do was pretty straightforward. He wants to protect Sasuke, protect the village, and probably also protect the Uchiha name.
The Uchiha name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because they all put it on Itachi. When Itachi did that thing, they all put it on. But if all the Uchiha members decided to revolt against the village, then it would be like, oh, that's an Uchiha thing. Get rid of that clan. Like, everybody target that clan, get rid of them. Uchihas have always been bad. I knew we should have got rid of them. The second Hokage was right. We gotta get them out of here.
Yeah. So, protecting Sasuke, I think, was clearly his number one priority.
Okay.
And to your point, if he had any connections outside of Uchiha, I feel like he didn't really have a lot of connections in the Uchiha.
Shisui. Yeah, Shisui.
Yeah, Shisui.
Yeah, Sasuke.
Yeah, Sasuke.
He cried for his mom and dad when he bodied them. Yeah.
And then probably his girlfriend. Those are probably the 5 real connections he had with the Uchiha.
Yeah.
I think the Uchiha, for the most part, looked at him as this is speculation. But like, even when we saw way back early Naruto, season Naruto, like when the Uchiha came to his door and was like, "Hey, we noticed a letter saying that Shisui offed himself," and Itachi's like, "Dang, that sucks." He's like, they were like, "Oh, this letter be easy to do if someone had the Sharingan." And Itachi's like, "Yo, say what you to your chest. Say what your chest."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, I think you are." Then he smacked them around and everything like that, and he gave that epic speech about like, you're weak, you're on the floor because you couldn't see past this revolution. Anyways, I think the Uchiha were hating on him because he was just like a natural born genius talent. Now, people be jealous on Itachi, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, facts.
And I think they're also like, he's the chief's son, so they're probably like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't understand our struggle, you 1%er type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think he didn't really have too much connection with the Uchiha, and he also just a relatively quiet guy,
Yeah, true. But it seemed like he was always a character that always was like thinking deeply about things. But like, it had to be such, in my opinion, he had to be motivated by so much love in his heart for the world.
Yeah.
For him to even go down this path and choose these things as being like, yeah, these are the only things that make sense. It's it's weird, man. It's weird.
We made this connection way back, but I think Itachi was put in like Eren Yeager's position, and he made the opposite decision that Eren did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
He probably did the numbers calculation. He was like, the Uchiha's 20% of Konoha, maybe 10% of Konoha, whatever the numbers are. If we fight, there'd be over 40%, 50% casualty. Other nations get involved, and other nations that support Konoha also get involved, and that the numbers just expand. A lot of people will die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if the Uchihas just get wiped out, 10% of the population's gone. He probably did the numbers back and forth, did the metrics, and he was like,
yeah, and he was like, I'm gonna save Sasuke. And I'm like, this is my head thinking like, was Sasuke the only kid? Was he only kid?
Probably not.
Because I'm like,
it'd be hard to believe that he was the only kid, but they're the only kid that he showed. It's possible.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think back to the flashbacks and everything, and I'm like, Sasuke does look like the only kid that they only show in Uchiha. So I'm like, if he's only kid, okay, Tachi, get it. You want the Uchiha to have a fresh start. You're gonna leave Sasuke there, but you already know you gotta, like, if you're gonna do this heinous sin, it's like, even though it's for a morally good purpose, you gotta go, and it makes sense for you to go from the hand of Sasuke, but you need him to be powerful enough to do it, so that when he takes you out, you feel comfortable that he's gonna be able to survive everything that needs to survive, so he can build up the clan again. Get it? But there's no other kids, Itachi? You're telling me Sasuke was the only kid? Oh man,
he's the only kid you care about. Or care about to that extent. Like, he clearly loved the Uchiha.
Yeah.
But like, I think Itachi, like, he had a good point. The final villains, Madara, Obito, Sasuke.
Yeah.
What's their last names?
Uchiha. Yeah, man.
So if you had a whole clan of them running around, then it sounds wild. It sounds wild to say.
We're talking about fictional characters, people. Fictional characters.
I called them emotional nukes before. Know what I'm saying?
I mean, they are, bro. They are. Like, bro, for you to get a power up, you gotta kill your best friend. Stop. That's
Obito. Obito was worthless. He was literally worthless.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't worthless. You know what I'm saying? Like, he and Ninja trying to figure it out. You know?
He was worthless. He was the worst person on the team. He got kicked in the face by a guy when he was a little kid. He couldn't fight. And then he got his Sharingan.
And then
expedite him.
Game changer. Major game changer.
A rock fell on him. And then, he was out for a count for like 10 months. 11 months. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He came back after Madara's training. Mm-hmm. And then he sees Rin and Kakashi. This is what he sees. And he gets Mangekyo.
Yeah.
And now no one can touch him. Literally, no one can touch him.
Yeah. That's true.
He went from being trash Basura to being top 10 fighter in the whole series.
Listen, man. I wouldn't say Basura. I wouldn't say Basura. Like, he was
trash.
He was getting there. He just became a Genin, bro. Like, you're comparing him to like a genius like Kakashi. Like, no. I'm comparing him to Rin. I'm comparing him to Asuma. I'm comparing him to Kurone. I'm comparing him to everybody in his cohort. He was trash. He was literally the weakest one, probably the top 5 weakest. He was like 10 could probably beat him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's crazy. But you said, like, once he got that Sharingan, game changer.
Yes.
Oh man. So
now,
like,
if he gets a rare breed in Uchiha, possibly, probably not. But like the potential for it's crazy.
Yeah, true. That visual prowess is crazy. If we could talk about that, like, so we both are very familiar on the different stages of the Sharingan, right? And I believe, like, every Uchiha that has a capacity to open it is kind of like, there's probably a part of them that wants to see how far they can go in terms of opening it. So like using the Sharingan as a benchmark of a route for success. What level, like if you were the Uchiha, at what level would you be like, I'm good. This is the Sharingan I'm gonna stick with. And like what level of success within that power scaling would you go, and would you like branch off to other disciplines and all that if you're in the Uchiha?
Oh, okay. I have siblings, so hold on. One thing that doesn't make sense to me in the Naruto world is, could you just like you're my brother, right? Could I give you my eyes and you give me your eyes, and then we both got the eyes? Like a loophole?
I think that's a loophole, to be honest with you.
If there's like multiple siblings, could we just all just pass to the next one?
I feel like that makes sense. Like, that makes sense. I never understood that part of the power, like why you need the other people's eyes to gain the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. I don't understand why that's the case, but that would make sense if both of you guys have the Mangekyo Sharingan and then you guys trade. I guess it's just one of those things that they never had enough Uchihas that unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan at that time, because in order to unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, you gotta probably make less Uchihas in order to do that. Yeah, and they were always doing wartime and all that stuff, and maybe they just did not have enough surplus of Uchihas that'd be like, hey, you got a Mangekyo, I got a Mangekyo, we both have eyes that are functioning well, let's just trade. Let's start off with one, see what happens, and then if it works out, we're good.
I just realized that Itachi was capping.
Okay, break it down.
He unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan by seeing Shisui jump off a waterfall. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obito unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan by seeing Rin get impaled. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to do it to the person.
You really don't have to do it.
Yeah. But if you want to fast track it, because it's like, you're going to time when your best friendo is about to reach your final hour.
The endo?
Yeah, when your best friendo is about to endo.
Okay, that might be more. The ninja world, that's probably easier at the time. Like, you go on an S rank mission? Let me go with you. Yeah. I'll take some binoculars. Like,
I'll watch your back, buddy. I'll watch your back.
But no, I don't think I would be Because I feel like the Uchiha don't know what power they're going to unlock.
Yeah, like when you unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, it kind of like randomizes. Are you going to get the Amaterasu? Are you gonna? I think all of them get the Susanoo eventually, right? All of
they have. Yeah, I think yes, yes. I think
like,
that's like a guaranteed thing.
So
assuming you have 2 eyes in your head.
Okay, so Susanoo, that's a default you get, but the other stuff like the Amaterasu, the special Genjutsus, all that other the reality breaking stuff, that's customized. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, because like Sasuke, he has Amaterasu in one of the eyes and fire control of the Amaterasu in the other eye.
Ooh.
I feel like his stuff really sucks.
Oh, you think it sucks compared to other stuff?
Amaterasu and control of the Amaterasu in the other eye.
I see.
Now he does have like OP Genjutsu because he has a very strong Sharingan. So I guess he doesn't really need a Genjutsu. I guess he doesn't really need it, but like Amaterasu and the control of the Amaterasu, that's his powers. Yeah,
because the Sharingan, like to me, like because it started changing up when we got to Shippuden, but the Sharingan, like when you get to the three tomas in the eye, you're good as just like a ninja. Like you're good.
Fair.
Like Kakashi pushed that thing to the best he could push it. Like this man copied 1,000. Like the ability to just be able to read people in combat, like accurately, is a major buff. But like to also be able to just whatever you could do, I could do better. Anybody, like unless it's a Kekkei Genkai, but whatever you could do, I could do better. And because when Kakashi lost the eye, because when Madara went like yeet, I need that. And Naruto replaced it. I think within Boruto they mentioned that Kakashi still retains all 1,000 of those jutsu, still retains access to every chakra nature. So it still stores it in his brain. He still has access to all those techniques. And if you're a ninja with 1,000 jutsus, I don't think you're not struggling to find the jutsu you need. Even though he has 1,000 jutsu, so we only see him do some ninjutsu in Chidori, but like whatever, you know what I mean?
Fair. Well, yeah, I don't. Like, yeah. If I could get the Mangekyo without, offing my friend, I would try to. Like, respectfully.
Yeah, if I was a Uchiha, even though they're not really I would prefer to be a Senju personally, but if I was a Uchiha, getting the 3 tomas, I'll be good. Because honestly, being able to read your opponent accurately in battle and also being able to copy their techniques that's OP in my opinion. Like that's great. And also having, I think like when you just with your Sharingan, naturally you have that Genjutsu built into it, right? So like the base Sharingan without the Mangekyo stuff is great, and then you just learn other techniques and like you just have you just broaden your toolkit. So it's just great. Now, if you go on those S-rank missions, I'm not going to stop myself from like, oh no, best friend, wait, you got it? Oh, okay, if you got it, it doesn't look like you got it, but if you say you got it, I'll be watching. Like, I'm not gonna like, that's great. That's the only thing about the Uchiha I don't like is like built into their power system, you have to sacrifice so much, and I'm not willing to, like, there's things I'm willing to sacrifice, but and this is something we could kind of talk about a little bit before our time goes up, is what is appropriate to sacrifice for success? What is appropriate to sacrifice for the power you're trying to achieve? To me, my personality, I kind of do a hard cap when it comes to really close friends. Like when it comes to anyone that I consider like a really great friend or a best friend, like there's other routes to becoming successful. There's other things I could sacrifice. You know what I mean? Like there's other power systems. Like just because you're Uchiha doesn't mean you can't practice Sage Mode, right? Doesn't mean you can't learn other techniques from other villages. There's other routes to be successful. So
that's a good point. Like I feel Sasuke was like a really good example of that. Because Itachi was like, did I tell you if you're gonna come to me, you got the same eyes as me? And Sasuke was like, if you give a ninja a rock versus an amateur or shuriken, ninja with a rock is a lot more than amateur shuriken.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking to the wrong guy because Itachi is that guy.
Itachi is that guy. But what he said was correct. It's just Itachi is like, he makes everything. If what I told you, I don't care what other is what I told you.
Itachi is him. But the Mangekyo Sharingan is such a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you get a boost in power.
Yeah.
But you use the jutsu like 5, 6, 7 times, your eyes start degrading.
Yeah.
So like the Mangekyo Sharingan, you kind of need the EMS.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's like it's pushing you. It's pushing you to keep sacrificing people that's closer to you.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's useful in war times.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If people keep dropping every 5 days, then that's a very useful thing. But like, in some ways, the third eye, this is 3 Tomo, is better than Mangekyo Sharingan.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have to worry about being blind.
Yeah.
Itachi versus Sasuke, that fight, Itachi was blind the whole fight. You know what I'm saying?
It's honestly the best
bang.
It's the best bang for your buck, the 3 Toma, in my opinion. If you're an Uchiha and you aspire to unlock that, is like you don't have to hard focus on sacrificing people you care about. You don't have to. It's like the benefits of getting it versus the amount of time and energy you have to put in to get it is optimal. It's fantastic. Because at a certain point, like, what are you fighting for? You know what I mean? Like, what are you fighting for at a certain point? Like, the Mangekyo Sharingan's got to be like restricted. Like, that's got to be like, yo, we're in an apocalyptic situation. Like, we're at war. Like, you should not be aspiring to get that. Based on my moral compass, it'd be like, I love my friends. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's just like, it's like, wow.
Yeah, I think we don't know how Madara got his eye. We also don't know how Itachi's father, Fugaku, got their eye. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We only focus on Kakashi / Obito, Sasuke, Itachi, and none of them, or we don't even see how Shisui got his eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And everyone we've seen, none of them took out the person closest to them. Well, I mean, I guess Kakashi.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a weird thing because like I even think back to like, because I think Madara is one of the greatest villains in all of anime. I just love Madara. I just loved it when he first came on. Just like he was version 1 of him. You know what I mean? Like he was version 1 of him, but he believed himself to be too much of him. You know what I mean? Like, but we know Madara unlocks the Mangekyo Sharingan. It makes sense. He was in an optimal time period for that to be unlocking. But to get to the Eternal Sharingan, Eternal Mangekyo, I think some underhanded stuff had to happen. I think he had to be like, how can I? Because like, remember, it's like it's kind of built in. Like the more you use it, the more blind you become. So it's kind of like it's pushing you. Hey, if you want to keep seeing and you want to keep unlocking more power, you have to get trade eyes with another Mangekyo Sharingan user. So to me, if the Mangekyo Sharingan was a super rare thing already, and then, so to me, it's like, did Madara start convincing other members of his clan to do stuff so that they would get a Mangekyo Sharingan, and then he was like, all right, buddy, I'm gonna need that, you know?
Possibly he convinced people to get the Mangekyo. Possibly. But we saw how he got the EMS. Tobirama took out his younger brother Izuna. And then Madara was about to give up on the war. And Izuna was like, yo, we're getting our revenge. And then
hold that hatred, brother. Hold that hatred.
Yeah. And then he, like, I guess while he was dying, he said, yo, take my eyes. Get the revenge. So Madara might have been like, yo, you know, if all your friends go to the same battlefield with you, you might come out victorious in more ways than one.
Yeah.
But yeah, sacrifice, man. I feel like for me as of today, I wouldn't sacrifice my close friends or family.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the situation, I probably wouldn't try to sacrifice my reputation. I feel like reputation is a lot to build. But if it's like sacrifice my reputation or saving my friends and family, I probably would save my friends and family.
Heard you. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's interesting to things like I never even thought about reputation, but it's like, especially like, even let's think ahead in the future. This podcast blows up, our own personal channels blow up, then our reputation, like, and we already see, we live in a world where it's like someone's reputation gets messed up, money goes down, so that's a very important thing. It's like, yeah, you gotta those trade-offs, like, what is it really worth it for what the path you're on is telling you need to sacrifice in order to get it. But I also feel like we live in a world where you could be a main character, so you can choose multiple different paths to get to your goal. So it's like, if you're on a particular path that shows like, this is what I gotta sacrifice to get it, and you don't like that sacrifices, go back to the drawing board. See what other routes you can take. But like, just know whatever route you take, you're probably gonna have to give up something.
I just had an epiphany. I'm sorry.
Oh, hit it.
I was like, I'm willing to sacrifice my reputation, but like, not my friends and family. I sacrifice my reputation for my friends and family. Know who that is?
That's Itachi, right?
Itachi. That's Itachi.
That is Itachi, man.
They besmirched his name. When Sasuke found out about the real Itachi and he was in the tea shop, and people were like, yeah, I'm happy Itachi got gone. I would have done it myself. Sasuke was like, what?
He was like, yo, what are you talking about my dad for? Like, no, what are you talking about my brother for?
Yeah. You watch One Piece?
Yeah.
You can keep up the manga?
Manga's going crazy right now, bro.
Odin?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. Sacrificed his whole reputation for 5 years just so he could keep his friends and family safe. I think that's admirable. Oh yeah,
for sure. It's about determining, and to me, he was successful. That was his objective. So I guess to go back to like one of the things we were talking about to kind of conclude our talk for this day. And again, guys, we appreciate you guys listening, and let us know in the comment section down below your thoughts and opinions. But what is success? What is success? We talked about it from the point of view of Sasuke and Itachi, and from the point of view of like sacrificing and all that. But what does it mean to be successful? What does it mean?
And I think to answer my question I said earlier, I do think Itachi was successful. His number one goal, protect Sasuke, protect the leaf, and then I think his tertiary goal was protecting the Uchiha name. He protected Sasuke, and the only people Sasuke took out in the leaf once he went on his villain arc was Danzo, and Orochimaru.
Yep, objectively.
I don't think Sasuke took out any other leaf people. He took out no other leaf people.
Maybe some side characters. Maybe some, not even side characters, but maybe some random Jonin and Chunins.
We never see that.
Yeah, you're
He's
right.
got a samurai. He took out, he took out a samurai.
Yeah,
he took out a couple of those guys. He might have took out the bees people, lightning people. No, I don't think he did that.
Yeah,
he took out Danzo and he took out Orochimaru.
Yeah,
the two people that was like evil for the leaf. So Itachi did his thing twice. He took the leaf twice. He put Sasuke on a route to take out the two least most evil people, Orochimaru.
Yeah, true. That's true. Well, man, we hit about that time, man. Thank you guys again for checking out this video and joining us for this discussion. I know me and Dr. Griffs loves having these talks, and we would love to hear your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Like the video if you enjoyed the convo. Comment about things that you also would like us to talk about in the future. We love talking about things in anime or fiction and kind of bringing them, mixing it into conversations about reality and seeing where we can crave for that. But yeah, Dr. Griffs, you have anything else you want to kind of tell people, share?
No, I think this is a great conversation, and we look forward to our next one.
All right. Well, this is Bam and Dr. Griffs. Peace.
Peace.